if anything happens, you have been asked to step in as the parent. So keep that in your mind. Don't You can be clotted by all of the birthday parties and all of the, I guess, the accolades and some of the pitfalls that comes along being a godparent. But your main objective is to make sure the care and the well-being of that child is cared for, is happening in your care. If something happens to the parent, please take it very seriously that if something happens, you have to step in. And that goes along with those who have mother and father, and then paternal grandparents and maternal grandparents. They may have custody, they may get this child, but your job is to make sure that your mindset is, I'm going to make sure this child's life is similar to or exactly what the person who asked you to do the job would want. And I think that's what I take from it. No matter how old and how young, I want them to have the life that they would have had if their parents were still around. Now, if their parents are still around, then they not only get that life, but then they get life with Auntie Shima, and that's just to make sure that life is wonderful. It's easier. Be the buffer. Like she said, be that buffer between the parents and the kids, because all parents and all children have those moments when they're not seeing eye to eye. So that's, you're the cushion. You're the gooey part in the middle, as much as the parent, like Tracy said, will allow. Yeah. As much as they will allow.
Absolutely.
I love every bit of it. I have 9.
Yes, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. All right, so we have our hot topics for tonight. Let's get into those, ladies. All right. Yes. So, Dr. Melissa, I know you are an avid women's basketball fan. So let's talk about the NCAA championship. Our favorite coach out
Favorite coach. Those ladies were balling. Let me tell you, the most watched games ever.
Yes.
Women's sports are here. Hey, yes. I am so excited. The numbers are tremendous. We have, for the national championship game between Iowa and South Carolina, 18 plus million. 18 plus. I mean, those numbers are amazing. The best ever. I mean, these numbers are beating men's basketball, not NCAA, regular NBA numbers. I'll be in what's that game? The Super Bowl? Yeah, I'll be in all kinds of numbers. I'm just so excited. I mean, viewerships, they said it was just tremendous. Yeah. I mean, and how much can we can't even say enough about Dawn Staley. We can't even say enough about her. We cannot say enough. She is what you call a class act. She is doing her thing. I mean, she is one of the most winningest coaches ever. Forget about her being a Black woman. She's just one of the winningest coaches ever. And to have done what she did, 38-0. 38-0. Talk about GOAT. Talk about GOAT status.
Absolutely. And when she was asked to comment, right, she gave all praises to God first.
What?
You know what I love about her too is she is a no nonsense coach. So she does not allow her girls were actually taking a picture when they had won a game, and they were putting up these peace signs, and she smacked those hands down. Because, ladies, this is not how we will conduct ourselves here. I love her. I absolutely love her. Just on and off the court, like what she stands for as a woman, as a coach, as a support system for those young ladies to make sure that they grow up, they leave college, that they have some values, that they uphold a certain image. I mean, I love her. I absolutely love her. So I'm so glad that they won the championship.
She's tremendous. And you know, when she was crying, she just never has done. I mean, they didn't even know what to do because that's not her. But that's how emotional she was. That's how serious she was about it. And
like you said, I mean, there's this one meme out there that they put music to what she was saying. They put some church music down because she was preaching.
Yes.
She was preaching, and I mean, it just says everything for her. But I also want to give her credit because she gave credit when credit was due. Caitlin
Absolutely.
Clark, she said, thank you to Caitlin Clark. Let me tell you, and she was right.
Mhm.
That's what you call
She
a boss
pushed.
lady. She
Yeah.
gave credit where credit was due. She said she took women's basketball on her back and made it real.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's
You
right.
can't deny it. Between her and Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese made women's basketball this year. They did it. They did it. And that she took the time in her moment to
Mhm.
give some flowers to somebody else.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Again, major
And not
credit.
only somebody else, but like you said, a team member, a younger girl, a girl who may think, oh, this game was lost. We lost this game. But
Right.
wanted her to realize you gave all these other girls the push to
Mm,
Mhm.
want to beat you, to want to
Mhm.
win. Because before they probably felt like, oh, we just all women players. But
yep.
then when they saw her, they were like, oh, no, she could do that. I could do that.
Yeah.
Right. I can't do all of that.
Gave
I
them
can't
That's
do
the
all of
right.
that.
yearn. Exactly. She gave them the yearn. I hope she is sitting somewhere thinking that right now. At least
Yes.
if I ain't do anything else, I put some fire under these girls. So now
Mhm.
we really gonna show them something.
Yeah. And
Mhm.
more than fire, she really made people love women's basketball. She
Yeah,
made
Yeah.
people love
yeah.
her, and I got to give it to Angel Reese. That controversy that started last year, and thank you, Nick, for mentioning that. That controversy was everything.
Mhm.
Mhm,
And if you saw her, one of her last speeches after they lost, Angel Reese was crying and she talked about how hard this year was, but she never gave up.
right.
And
Mhm.
one thing
That's
she
right.
said is that she hopes that some black girl saw her, and because they saw her, they will
Mhm.
push on and do what they
That's
know
right.
they've been called to
That's
do.
right.
Yeah.
Again, just wonderful young ladies that really took it upon their and let me tell you, you got the world watching you. That is not easy,
Yeah.
and
That's
they
right.
performed with the world watching. They were stand up young women, and all credit to them. All
Yeah.
credit to
It was
Absolutely.
wonderful. It was
Absolutely.
wonderful.
So in news again, Beyonce released her Cowboy Carter album, and you guys know I am a Texas Hold'em fan. I'm a Beyonce fan, but I'm a Texas Hold'em fan too. So
them.
if you have not heard the album, it's a great album. Yes, it is a country album, and it sounds like a country album,
Yes,
and it
it
is
does.
done so well. And she is at the
Mhm.
top of the charts right now, the country charts. So Beyonce is breaking records once again
Right.
for our girl Beyonce.
They said she couldn't do it,
Right.
but don't they always say she can't do it?
What?
Okay.
Let me tell you, that
I'm just
whole
saying.
album,
Yeah,
that
I'm
whole
gonna play
album.
devil's advocate this time. But don't you
Yeah.
always think you can't do it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, just
Don't
keep
put
that
it
in
out there. But this started when she went on the CMAs of, I
mind.
think it was 2016, 17, one of those years,
Mhm.
Mhm.
right before COVID. And she was singing her song, which I loved, off of Lemonade.
Mhm.
And they totally took it off the air because there was so many complaints
Mhm.
about the song saying
It
that she is
wasn't
not a country singer. But there were so many people that now protested them deleting that they had to put it back.
Back. That's right.
So from that
right.
time, she said, "Oh, watch me now,
That's
watch me
right.
now." And that whole album, my favorite song is "Ya Ya."
Yeah.
Y'all
Yeah.
got to get some "Ya Ya." But anyway, that album, I mean, and she just knows how to do things, and she does it so well. I'm so
Yeah.
glad that the iHeart gave her the Innovator of the Year award. I don't know if that's the exact name, but I know she got that award.
You know what? I have to comment on that though. She's always been an innovator. So why now, just because she made a country song? And I'm going to continue to say this: Beyonce is a country girl. She's from Texas. So why not make a country album, right? And who said
Right.
that she couldn't? She's always been an
I
innovator.
think that's it.
Yeah, she's
I
always
think
been
that's
Always
bringing
been my
peace and
question.
beauty.
How you gonna tell? Yeah, that's always been my question. How you gonna tell a woman who's already in the industry and making music and breaking records that she
Mhm.
can't make a country music, but she was born and raised in Texas, the heart
Right,
of the country?
And
right,
her parents from
I'm confused.
Louisiana. Stop it.
right.
I,
Stop it.
right. How
Stop
much
it.
more country you need to get?
What? She country.
Well,
She
you know
country.
the Louisiana root, them Louisiana roots came out when Lemonade. She showed them what those roots look like with Lemonade,
Yes.
because they were saying that too. They were talking mess about that particular album and the video. I don't know what do they call it, the discography or whatever a video discography that came with the album, because it was so Katrina based, because we had some Katrina clips in there, and it was so New Orleans based. How could she do that? That's her heritage. What do you mean? How could she do that? Her family is from there. Come
I
on
think
now.
that's the
Stop.
point, is that she I think the best artists, the people that are the best at it, makes people talk about them.
Right.
You break the barriers. You're the one that go out there and say, tell me I can't. You're the one that challenges the industry. And I think that is what she always does. She continuously does it. And kudos to her. I mean, this is one of those albums, and I said it myself. I was talking to Nick and I was saying, this is a I like country music. I don't know what listen to, but I like it when I hear it. This is an album that will make me listen to more country music. And so many people said the same thing. So go ahead, Beyonce, do it. I think she's not going to just win country album of the year. I think she's going to win album of the year with this one.
Yeah. And she's featuring covers, new renditions, interludes, and duets from top country artists. So she has collabed with Dolly Parton, Willie Nelson, Miley Cyrus, and Post Malone, some of the most famous country artists that you could put out there. She's collabing with those artists. So kudos to Beyonce. Keep going, Beyonce. Don't let them let them keep talking, because you'll keep producing. That's all. Just let them keep talking.
And by the way, the harmonica was played by Stevie Wonder on the album. Come on now.
Yeah. And Dolly Parton gave her the green light, even when she heard she was gonna sing the Jolene song. She was like, I want to see it. I love it. I'm all for it.
But she said it a long time ago. She said it a while ago. She was on Trevor Noah. Trevor Noah, right? Trevor Noah?
Yeah. Noah.
She was on her, Dolly Parton was on Trevor Noah, and she said she would love for Beyonce to sing Jolene.
She sure did.
That was years ago. So here you go.
And let's just mention Dolly Parton. Not only is she a top country artist, she is also one of the top country songwriters as well. She is one of the go-tos. People go to her to help them write country songs. So for her to, just give Beyonce the notoriety, it means a lot. And this woman is, how old? In her 80s, still out there working and giving accolades to the young artists coming up. So it's wonderful that she recognized Beyonce.
Love it, love it, love it.
That's right.
Yep, that girl. She is that girl. I love her as an actress, as a songwriter, as a singer. I just love Dolly Parton. Always have. Always have. So there you go.
There you go. And Dolly Parton made her debut. I'm just gonna say it. She made a debut at the Super Bowl, looking fit.
What? Did you see her?
Yes.
As a Dallas cowgirl.
I want to look like that in my shorts at that age.
Exactly. Exactly. So tonight, everyone, we have a special show for you tonight. We have Dr. Melissa doing DIY. So if you don't know what that is, it is do it yourself. And we've got one of the best and a special guest backstage to do and show you the DIY projects that they have done. So take it away, Dr. Melissa.
Yes. Hello. We're in my guest room. This is one of my favorite rooms in the house. This is when anybody comes to say, my two Fem Talkers, they've been here. This is the peace and serenity room. It's always been my yellow room. I remember my husband saying, yellow room. That's right, yellow room, not red room. Anyway, it's my yellow room. And tonight, we're just going to zhuzh it up because I love it. But who can't take a little bit more yellow? So we're going to do this. We already started a few projects from before, because you really can't do it in an hour show. But we have enough going on that you'll see some before and afters. And I tell you, before we end tonight, you'll see a full room makeover. but we also have one of my colleagues. Now, we work in education together. She is a big wig and knows so much education. But you know what? Like Beyonce, we have more than we are multi-talented. So my director of HR is also a DIYer, and she does some phenomenal things too. So I just wanted to bring on and welcome Dr. LaShawn Gibson.
Hello, hello, everyone. It's such an honor and a privilege to be invited to the show tonight.
Yay. I'm so happy you came on.
I'm so happy you invited me. I saw a whole new side of you now.
I know, and you know, when you start talking now, we are on the business level, right? We are always talking business. And the other day, we just happened to start talking about DIY projects. She said, "Girl, I'm always doing DIY." I said, "You too." And I don't know if you could show some of it, but when she showed me some of the stuff she was doing, I said, "Uh-oh." I
Yeah.
said, "I have to link up because she really does do in her home some real good DIYs." Now tell us about this one. What is that?
Oh, I'll tell you about that one, that door. So that door was originally on the house when we bought the house 20 years ago.
Uh-huh.
And it's been in my garage for 20 years.
Oh,
And I
wow.
decided that I wanted to make a barn door to close off. I have a sunken living room. So you see that little entranceway there? I decided I
Wow.
wanted to make the barn door. So the space is really wide. So the door was not wide enough, but it is my house was built in 1886.
Mm.
So I still have traditional stained glass. That door is not a traditional stained glass, but it was fabricated, but it was perfect. So one day I was like, I'm gonna make a door. And I said, "Oh, I have a door in the garage." And I went and at a door, back in the day, people used to use real wood. So the door is so heavy. I call myself going outside to go get it by myself. I think I got it halfway to the house, and then I called some of my nephew and said, "Can you come help me pick this door up and put it in the house?" So I brought it to the back porch, and I just said, I'm going to work on it. I
Wow.
put some pieces of wood, and it was like a labor of love because I had to figure out how to make it longer. And I think we're going to talk about this later, but sometimes you don't have the right tools and you try to figure out how you can use other things in order to try to like put it together, MacGyver it in a way. So, I started in one place and it took me a little while because I'm the type of person that I just have to dream about it in order to figure out
Mm.
what to do. So sometimes I've learned to sit quiet with myself and let my brain and like my spirit tell me what to do. Because sometimes I don't know the answer. I'm looking at it going, what could I do to fix this? And
Exactly.
the thoughts will come to me. So
Mm.
it took me a couple months to do that door just because I kept walking past it saying, I don't know the answer yet. And then one day it just came to me and I figured
Wow.
out how to add on to it. And it became a barn door.
Wow. That's huge. Now these are
So
some
those are my
steps in your
steps.
house.
So those are my steps in my sunken living room. And again, living in a house for a certain amount of time, you start to get wear and tear, and your house starts to look a little dated and a little old. And just one day, I just picked up the sander and started sanding those steps. And I have a lot of wood in downstairs, so I was like, oh, I'll paint the lifts black. Oh, now I think that it has transformed even more because I think the walls are black on the side. These walls
Wow.
have turned black. Yeah, because black is now my new color. So if
Yes.
you look really closely at that picture, you see there's original stained glass from the house from 1886. And
Nice.
so, when we got the house, it was, we need to get rid of these windows. I said, oh, you will not get rid of these windows over my dead body. So, it's just a labor of love. Like it's a way, we are professional women during the day, and we are under a lot of pressure, a lot of stress to perform and do and run and make sure that we're creating process and procedure for what we do. But this part of our brains also is active, also needs to be
Mm.
engaged, also because it's the part of our brain that allows us to be human, to be real, to like have to figure out something, but it's
Mhm.
enjoyable to us, right?
Yes.
Well,
And
It
I was
gives
going
you
to
us
hit
joy.
ask,
it right on the
is it
head.
a stress reliever for you?
Definitely,
Right?
especially
Yeah.
these
Yeah.
paintings up here are my paintings too.
Uh-huh.
And just you could spend hours on making a flower,
Mhm.
and it means something to make that
Yeah.
flower.
Mhm.
Right. So, I mean, if you don't have that creative side, I would urge any woman to tap into that creative side. It doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to know the answer. You'll figure it out as
Mhm.
you go along. And
I
even if you
love
don't
it.
figure it out, it's the fun of it.
It's the
Yeah.
fun of it. Yeah.
Right.
I love it. And it's so true. I purposely said last week, "Oh, I need a project." Like Dr. LaShawn just said, there was way too much going on in the business world, and I needed some Melissa time because that
Mhm,
creative juice is like it is. It's such a good drug. You know what I'm saying?
mhm.
It's
Yeah.
such a good stimulus,
Yep.
and it you feel like you're when you create something, it's like birthing, the birthing
Mhm.
process. Like you know it's unique, you know it's coming out. And I like that you say it's not about perfection. It's
Mm,
about listening, it's about understanding. The same thing with my wall. I tried to figure it out. I was like, wait, what do I want to do? And I've been trying to figure out this wall that I
mm,
did last weekend for months, over a year, because I knew I wanted to do
Mhm.
something, but I didn't know what it was. And to your point, the more I thought about it, the more I contemplated it, the answers started coming to pieces, and then it just happened. So I think this is something that when you are able to like kind of embrace it, like I always seen the board and batten look. That was just a white wall, and I said I want to do board and batten. Didn't quite know how to do it, so I
mhm.
looked at a few videos. I tried to figure it out. But even when you get to your own wall, you got to see like how am I going to make it measure? How am I going to make it
Yeah.
even? How many slats I use? So again, it just kind of kept on coming. And last weekend, Lamont and I kind of went to it, and there it goes. I love it. I think it came out so beautiful. My sister
Mhm.
came over last couple of days ago, and she said, "Wow, it just looks elegant. It just made the whole house just look take it to another level." So
Mhm.
again, it's just using time and trying to do whatever God puts in your spirit. So
Mhm,
Mhm. And
mhm,
sometimes it comes out of necessity. Like we talk about, um, when we all started out, money wasn't flowing.
that's
Not
right.
saying that money is flowing so crazily now, but it's I don't put stuff together as much as I used to because my money's a little better now. But back in the day, I can remember having a full 7-piece bedroom set that arrived in boxes.
mhm,
Mm,
And my mom has no boys. I'm saying this to all you shuckers of the DIY. My mom has no boys.
mhm.
So I learned how to put all this stuff together and
yep.
then repurpose it. You got to
Yeah.
think about the different facets of what do it yourself is. It
Mhm.
Yeah.
may be how they give it to you with the instructions, you put it together, bam, it's done, but it may
Yeah.
not work for your space. So now you have to repurpose it. I
Mm,
remember buying a cabinet and it was just to display all her wonderful china. But listen, I live in a small co-op. So now I'm gonna display your china, but below that,
Mhm.
we're gonna turn this drawer and this cabinet into a drawer that rolls out for a keyboard. Because in
Well,
the
there's
back,
a big
mm,
market
we're
now
gonna put
about,
the kitchen computer
rehabbing and
on the back.
sustainability.
Mhm.
That's
The
it.
yeah.
market is
God
huge
intended
right
it
now.
for what you need it.
Yeah.
And that goes for, like you said, that goes for everything. We're big, we should be big on recycling.
Yep.
So repurpose what you have.
Yeah. You
And
can't
like
show
you
me
said,
something on the
Melissa,
street on the corner. I'm going to pick it up.
Yeah.
I have picked up more stuff in the town that we work in because I know they're garbage day, and I drive
They
down that
got
street.
good garbage day,
They
right?
got good
and
garbage.
some good
I
treasures.
find that stuff, and I'm like, "Ooh," and then I give away stuff too. Like, who found this for you?
Right,
Take this. Yeah,
right.
yeah.
But
Yeah,
it's
don't
all
hire them
renewable.
from.
And I
And
Mhm.
want to
like
tap into
I
something you
did my
said though.
sisters. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Dr.
No, I
LaShawn. Go
just
ahead.
want to tap into something you said because it brought back a story to me. When about maybe like 30 years ago, I was with one of she was a student, but she was more like, a little sister to me. She became a little sister to me. She was from Newark. She was a student who was homeless. And I kind of took her under my wing and like she just took to me. And one day I was moving and she came to my house and I had a mirror that needed to be put back on my dresser. And she said to me, she was like, well, how we gonna put that mirror up? I said, come on, I'm gonna put it up myself. And she said, you ain't gonna wait for a man? I said, what? I said, girl, if I wait for a
Exactly.
man, that mirror will never get up. Let's go. And I pulled out my drill, and I must have been 20, 25, I think.
Yeah.
25. I pulled out that drill. I was like, you hold this, I'll do this, and put that mirror up. But it was
That's
like
right.
this story that we tell ourselves that we've been told the lie that you
Mhm.
have to wait for someone else to
To
help you
help
do
you with
something.
it.
My hands are
Mhm.
good. My brain is good.
Mhm.
I
That's
can
right.
figure out how to do something. I mean, listen, 1 plus 1 is 2. You know, like
That's
I
right.
can figure out
That's
measurement.
right.
And but I think that as women, right? Because this is all about being girls bossed up, right? As women, we have to stop letting people tell us what our limits are.
Mhm.
We
Right.
have to decide that we don't have those limits and that we can figure out how to do things
It's not on the.
without any training, without because sometimes it's just common sense.
Mhm.
Use your common sense to do it.
Reading. Just read.
Yeah,
Sometimes you just gotta
Yeah.
read.
yeah.
Just
Read.
read the instructions, right?
Read the instructions. Well, I'm gonna start putting some stuff on.
Well,
Mhm.
we're actually going to take a quick break,
Whoa.
Dr. Melissa, and then once we come back, we want you to take it back.
I'm gonna do it now, and when you come back, I'll have it done.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
excited.
Don't you dare!
It's splitting up, but I'm excited to see it.
I know.
I know that's right.
Hi. So for tonight on the DIY for the guest room, right now I'm just literally putting a gloss on some paper flowers I found. Again, you have to be creative with DIY. You're not gonna always find everything you want, but with paint and some little bit of creativity, you can make anything happen. Again, paper, and I'm just using a high gloss finish on it. And it takes a little paper mache thing and it makes it kind of a little bit of wonderful. Ain't that cute? Real simple. Okay, so paint is the great equalizer. You're not gonna always find what you want. So I found this hanging in the dollar store. I found this hanging plant holder, and I'm just gonna paint it yellow because that's the color I wanted. So I just got some yellow spray paint. Look at that. That quick, I've turned my black hanger into yellow. See you tonight.
I love that we are back. I love that reminder that you don't have to take it exactly the way that it is. That
Right.
you can paint it, you can put little pictures on it yourself, you can bling it up if you want to, whatever that is. You don't have to take it as it is, especially if you see something that you really like, but you're like, it's not the right color or it's not
Mhm.
exactly the way I want it. Well, make it the way you want, the same way Dr. LaShawn did with her door. It needed to be bigger and she figured out how to make it wider. So
Right.
I love that. I love it. I love it. So we're going to come and allow Dr. Melissa to show us her room. And we see some decorations there. We are about to see this room transform. So I can't wait to see it. All right. So tell us, Dr. LaShawn, since you do DIY as well, while we wait for Dr. Melissa to do this room, like what other suggestions do you have for people when they're going out and they're looking for items? maybe they're not quite sure exactly what they want to do. Give us some tips on, what they can look for, what they can do to the items when they find them.
I mean, I think that Dr. Simmons hit on a point, right? So, if you got to think about like what your color scheme is and what works well in your space.
Mhm.
So, I would think that like the easiest way to transform a room is through paint, right? So you can paint a wall, you can paint a one focus wall where you have it a darker color. But now I'm starting to see all of these woods. So wood tones are coming back in,
Yes.
but not the dark wood, the lighter wood. So
Yes.
think about how you can take a scrap piece of something and you can put it across the whole wall, right?
Mhm.
So I would say like go around your house and look at some things that you have that are extra that you can probably use to just change things over, right? You
Mhm.
don't always have to spend a lot of money. You just have to have an eye for how you can transform something, right? And just play along with it.
I have a giveaway that I saw just the other day, and it came to me what I could do with it. Of course, I spend a lot of time at Home Depot and in the
Mhm.
dollar store. And those little paint sticks that you use to mix paint,
Yep.
you can, they're easy. They take paint easy and they sand easy. You can put them together. I watched a lady make frames out
Oh.
of them.
Mm.
Made friends.
Oh.
She was like, I'm not gonna buy all these frames. And I hate to say this, but it's true. Some places will give them to you for free. She
Mhm.
came out of Home Depot with a bucket full, and she made frames in her house. And some were some colors in different rooms, and some were the regular brown color in
Mhm.
other rooms. So you listen. It can be done with
Mhm.
anything on any budget.
It definitely is true. It
Mhm.
definitely is true. And I mean, if you have like these houses that are antique, you always got a garage somewhere. I've taken, I have some bifold doors somewhere that were in the garage, and I was
Mhm.
just looking around the garage one day, and I'm like, "Doo-doo, bifold doors. What can I do with that?" And I
I know.
made like a screen, but it was
Yeah,
so cute because it was like I just placed it in the right place. I didn't do anything to the
that's
doors.
it.
I just brought it in the
That's
house,
it.
Mm.
and it worked.
Nice.
And I see Dr. Simmons is over here putting up her yellow flowers over the door. They're cute.
Yes.
Especially gloss.
Oh, look at that.
Super cute.
Yep, and she's just stapling them.
Oh,
Yeah, because they're paper.
that's it.
Yeah. Easy to take out too. Like when you think
That's
about, all right, I want to change the decorations now.
right.
Easy to take them off the wall.
Tiny hole, tiny little pinhole as opposed to a
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
nail or anything else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Great idea.
I love it.
And
It is.
listen, command strips work well too.
You know what, too? I see that she has a hat on the wall. I have a whole wall that's all my hats. I just made it
Nice.
into a wall, right?
Nice.
So when you come in my room, the first thing you see is all my hats, and they're just lined up evenly, all the way up and all the way down on the wall. So,
Wow.
take practice.
Gave me
Look,
an
you just look
idea.
back. I
Put the
can't see
closet
what's
in
on your
there.
wall. You have the water on your wall right
Oh
now.
yes, that's. I'm
You're,
tranquil right now.
yes, you're in
But
the
when I
ocean.
turn off all the tranquility,
You're at your beach
I'm
house.
like, right. And I think I might need to hang my hats across the top of my closet and down the side of this wall here
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
instead of
I
photos.
see, look
There
at
you
that.
go. Since she just gave you
All
an
you
idea.
needed was an idea.
Yeah.
Yep,
Because
an
at first I
idea.
didn't want them out, but I was like, where do you put them? But because I was going to do pictures there, but hats might be better.
Yeah,
Thank
Mm-hmm.
you, Dr. LaShaw.
no
Mm-hmm.
problem. Anytime.
And then they have a place too, right? Like you don't
Yes.
have to figure out where to put them or have to have the hat boxes
Oh,
for them to go in or
Right.
the
And it'll give
boxes.
me a backdrop for pictures. You know, I need
yep.
Yeah.
a good picture moment. That's a good backdrop.
Yeah.
Just don't buy too many hats. That's
Yeah.
all.
I know. I know.
And look,
That's the kicker right there.
I want to know. Oh, okay. So now
Oh,
she's got a pictures with
oh,
beautiful yellow flowers.
oh, I know this room. That's why she said, you know this room. Sorry, Nick. That's not your room. That's my room. No, no, that's my room, and that's Char's and Joe's room, not yours, Nick. I love you though.
I thought Dr. Simmons' color was pink, but now I'm seeing yellow.
Oh yeah.
She's switching
Her
it up.
favorite color is pink.
Mhm.
Okay.
Her- my bedroom as a
He
child was
said it's my
yellow.
room. Nick said it's my room.
Do you
He said,
see
don't
how
play.
she has? I know.
You see how territorial? Just
They
let
can't.
me remind you that that's
That's
his room.
right.
Right. And now that it's yellow, it's really his room.
That's
I
right.
like
But look how she did the drapes, right? Where she put the yellow shears underneath.
and then pull them out to wrap
Mhm.
around.
I
I'm
love it.
using them to kind of create, that look,
The
Mhm.
drawback. Yeah.
the drawback
Without
exactly.
the rope. I
And
Oh,
then
agree.
this was actually wallpaper.
Oh,
And if you notice, I just did a little strip of wallpaper. Wallpaper is the great equalizer. And then I put it also on the windowsill
oh wow.
nice.
just for a quick
Oh,
pop of color.
my room is gonna
Yeah.
be so sunny when I
It's
come
so
there.
pretty. It's so pretty.
Yay.
And they
It's
have
so easy.
such great patterns of wallpapers now. It doesn't look
They
like
really do.
back in the day. Very nice.
They
Right. Doesn't
really
look
do.
like burlap.
So we're gonna do.
Oh, that's a good question. I think we got a question.
We got a question.
Where do you get all of these wonderful things that you dream up?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked that question.
Of course.
So I got all of this stuff. This is the bedding from Amazon, and I promise you, tomorrow I will have the link.
Really?
I have a link to all of these things, and if you, I mean, and when you get it from that, I'm a big person. Look all over, and then look for
Right.
that same thing on Amazon, because 9 times out of 10, it's going to cost less money.
Yeah.
And look at this. This is the
Oh, that's a
beautiful color. And believe it or not, this was maybe $50. So you can remake a whole room for under $200-300.
I love it.
It takes nothing to make the room over. Look how pretty that this bed sheet is. And it's reversible. So
I
if I
love
want to
the other
reverse
side.
it,
Oh, look at the other side. I love
I know
the
the
other
other side is just
side.
as pretty as that side, right? Look at
Yeah,
that. So
Yeah, because it looks
now
like
for
the
50
wallpaper that
bucks,
you have up.
it
So I
does.
would pull that, like fold it back several
Hmm.
times
To
so that
show
you
Hmm.
it.
can see
Yeah.
that color.
Yeah,
It
absolutely.
does mimic the wallpaper a little bit.
it
Hmm.
does, right? And that's what you're trying to do. Is just
Yeah.
bring similar colors in. It doesn't have to be everything, but just similar colors.
Hmm.
Yep.
They're not exact.
Is that the basket hanging up there in the corner?
That is, and this is Flowers by Lamont. Remember the basket? I
Ooh.
painted it yellow, so now you see that yellow. This is black. Painted
Yeah.
yellow. Went to the dollar store, got some dollar store flowers, and there you go. Now it gives, because you want your eyes to dance in the room. So when
Hmm.
you do any room, go up, go down. Use all kinds of spaces. Don't limit yourself to just what you see. I
I
love
love it.
me a
Is that
ladder
a
to
ladder?
blanket.
Is that a ladder that you bought or is it a ladder that you
I
found?
bought it
Okay.
again, found it on sale. Bought
Hmm.
it. I think it was maybe $25. They sell these sometimes for 100.
Well, let me
But
tell you, I could give you a craft for that. Take two old wooden crutches.
That's right.
You can make
ooh, I love it.
hmm
Wow.
Hockey sticks work too.
Yep.
If you
And
have
that's another thing,
children
Dr.
that no
LaShawn,
longer play the game, hockey
hmm
sticks.
is this using your old stuff to make new
Yeah.
stuff, right?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
You just mentioned the crutches. I'm gonna show you another hack that I believe in a good hack, okay?
Me
So
too.
this is for the
Me
I'm gonna leave this
too.
alone
We
because I'm gonna
might
show
have
you
to
the
do
hack first.
another show on beauty hacks because I
I
got a
know.
lot
So
of them.
And
this
fashion
is an
hat.
old bottle. This is a liquor bottle, right? But
Oh,
some of these bottles you buy your liquor with is gorgeous. So I just put some
so
Beautiful.
flowers
pretty.
in it, and just like that, and I'm gonna just like that, I'm gonna put it now over here
On
Yeah,
a
to ginge
nightstand.
up the room. Look at that.
Yeah. Because
that's
it's not
right.
the big things in the room that make the room cozy. It's the little things.
It's the
It's
little things.
Mhm.
So now
it's the
that whole
mhm,
area has
It's the
changed,
little
right?
thing. Yeah,
yeah. It's the fabrics, it's the prints, it's
It's the
right.
textures.
the texture that is in the room that you
Mhm.
build off of.
Texture.
Because
Mhm.
your room could be flat or you could build it up.
That's
It's
right.
like, think about it like
Mhm.
when you draw a picture or you put makeup on your face. If you use one color, it just looks blah. You
Right.
have to layer it so that you
Mhm.
get the effect. So same thing. You layer, the reason that colors look good is because you layer them. So
Mhm.
you have
Right.
to create dimension
Right.
and depth through the layering. Mhm.
There you go. That's a great explanation. Dimension and depth. Fem talkers,
Mhm.
did you hear that?
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
We
So I
And
guess
that
on the
was
always
next
just
learn
beauty
something.
episode, you could talk about dimension and depth.
Right.
I should have done this one before.
Oh, that's so
These little
cute.
pillows, but so
What's
now
that
I
one?
got the pillows going finally. And I think the trick to some of this stuff, like you said, is
Mhm.
just the layers. Don't stop. You could always edit.
Mhm.
You know what I'm
Yep.
saying?
Yeah.
There's
Let
no
me ask you a
mistakes.
question, Dr.
Yeah.
Simmons.
Yes,
Did you get it from your mama?
I did get it from my
Yeah.
mama.
Yeah.
My mama, now we
Uh-huh.
lived in some co-ops, but my mama had a knack to always know how to make a little look like much.
Yep.
Yes,
Her little
ma'am.
simple thing, she knew how to make
Mhm.
it look like $1 million.
I
Now
know.
I could stop
Yes.
here, I could put this in there. But
Yep.
again, it's about
Right.
it's not about matching. It's about colors
No.
accenting each other and
Mhm.
kind of going
Mhm.
with that look, right?
Mhm.
So
I think then the theme song should be, well, I get it from my mama. I love that song.
I
I
get
Right.
it from my
swear,
When
I
you
hear
post
my
mama.
the video,
daughters now singing, and
that's
I'm
the
like,
song.
yeah, they get it from their
You're
mama.
like, that's right. That's right.
I put some
Exactly.
nice little color accents up here
Oh yeah.
to dance that up. And put my little
Right.
chair right here.
I'm
Now
gonna
these are
ask for that
towels, so these are
background.
guest towels. So
Mhm.
it's
Yeah.
look how beautiful the colors are, right?
Yeah, really
So what
pretty.
you want to do is when your guests come, you also want to let them know this is their boudoir. So you put their towels out for them
Mhm.
Yep.
so that they know they are home. They don't have to look for nothing. This is not about the mismatching, towels. It's nice towels.
Oh, I
That's
got
right.
another idea for you. Go get a basket from the thrift store. You take your
Oh,
towels
it's
and roll them up with your face
And you
cloths, and
roll
you
them
give them
up.
a nice little basket for your
yeah.
Mhm.
guests.
Yeah. Isn't that
Mhm.
something? And again, this is just about, I'm going to move some stuff over while he shows you. Lamont's going to just take you on another tour.
Mhm.
So that's just a couple things.
I love the yellow chair too, because you
You
could
see the
paint that
yellow
chair.
chair?
Mhm.
When you're
I
done with
Mhm.
love that.
yellow, paint it
That chair,
turquoise.
I got it from Sheena. I got it from our famous secondhand store,
I
Court.
know. Court.
This chair was maybe $20. But again, that's another place. Go to secondhand stores. You
Mhm.
don't have to
Yes.
get this from, spend $150 for this.
Mhm.
25 bucks. This chair from a secondhand
That's
store.
right. That's right.
Mhm.
I think too, and before our time runs out, we want to make sure that we mention some of the things, some of the tools you need. I mean, some stuff you like Dr. LaShawn said, you have to make do with what you have. You may not
Mhm.
have a
Mhm.
real drill. I didn't get a real drill till I was maybe 20, not that that's late, but 25 years old,
Mhm.
but a full-on drill, a full-on
Mhm.
electric um screwdriver and
Yep.
saw. I have
Yep.
a actual carrying case, like I'm really doing work, but it took me some time to get there. So
Yeah.
until you are at that point, just make sure you have a screwdriver set.
Yep.
Know how to use a screwdriver. Learn little small things about pulling screws out, removing nails. Dr. Simmons was showing you that she put her flowers up with a staple gun. If you think about the staples, the holes are small. You can putty those easily. It doesn't
Yep.
damage your wall, and it makes it easy to change. It doesn't have to be a permanent or a damaging project,
Yeah.
and it doesn't have to be full on Home Depot, Lowe's base. It could be pretty much do it yourself on your level. You'll
But
learn
when
as
you
you
get
go.
the chance, though, my first
Then you
real
start
tool
using
that I got was a table saw,
it. Yes.
because for Christmas
Stop it.
we did a giveaway, and my mother-in-law said to me, "Well, what do you want?" I said, "A table saw," and everyone
That's
was
right.
mad at me. "You can't get a
Right.
table saw for Christmas." I said, "Yes, I can, because that's what I
Why
want."
not?
And
Right.
I got
Why
a
not?
table saw. Now it took me a couple years to use it because I was scared of it, but once I finally got over the fear of it, I was like, "Oh, this is it. That's it. It's easy."
Right. Then you start to, you progress. You start to learn
Yep.
like the circular straw. If you ever put a cabinet together, there's a circular saw that creates an indent that doesn't cut straight through if you don't let it, because it gives
Yep.
you certain amount of
Yep.
depth. You put
Mm-hmm.
the unit on, and it helps to swing the door open. I didn't learn that in one day. All I knew was put a hinge on there, and it'll swing however it's gonna swing until I learn the rest of it. Right now, as long as it opens and closes, that's what we need.
That's
So
what you need.
DIY is in so many different levels. You can jump in at any point and learn. Pipe cleaners help you DIY. If you remember
Mm-hmm.
anything from a child, remember any of your craft and arts classes, some of that
Mhm.
stuff is going to come in
Some of that
handy.
stuff. That's right.
So don't let
So
it
we're done.
intimidate
I
you.
am
Oh, that's
done.
beautiful.
This is the chair.
Very
Look, I
nice.
couldn't get those staples to go in, so now it's a chair, a decoration on the chair. You just go with it, right? I put some
That's
little
right.
accents on the on our ladder
Yes.
blanket or throw hanger. Again, the colors on the bedspread. That
Mhm.
was all Amazon. I took a bottle, a nice bottle, and just added some more flowers to that. I love me a suitcase, especially with
Mm.
colors. So we
Yes.
got that going on there, and a
Did
nice
you
cup
did you
can.
paint
Did
that
you think- Yeah,
suitcase?
I was gonna ask that too.
I Not this one, but I have. If I don't
Oh,
have the color, I will paint it and make it the
I
color.
love it.
Yeah.
A
And
yellow
again,
suitcase.
this gives a different look to the. It was all white. Now
Yeah.
you got that yellow accent just in the back. I didn't want it all yellow. I wanted it kind
Mhm.
of still serene. I got my beautiful pictures up here. Again,
Oh, wow.
Amazon, a couple of dollars, not expensive at all. And now my my dresser. And you see, oh, got some more. I love every room I have has a bicycle, so I'm big on the bike. So when I found the yellow one, that was it. We're
Oh,
always
that's
going
super
somewhere, we're always on a
cute.
journey. And then
Oh,
I love me a good candle. Again, dollar store stuff. Dollar store. Again,
Right.
candles. And that's the room.
I love it. Excellent job, Dr. Melissa. So, you know
Thank
what? If
you.
you all are looking for somebody to help you with your DIY project, you've got Girl Bossed Up Dr. Melissa Simmons right here on Fem Talk. Reach out to her. As she mentioned, we will put the links for the Amazon products on the show page. So you can go back to the show page, get the links, and you can look at the decorations that she has there. And you can purchase them for yourself and
Yes.
make your room dance. As she said, I love that. Make your room dance. So we have to go this evening, everyone, but we are so glad that you joined us tonight. And we will see you next week right here on Fem Talk at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Take care.
thank you.